This is Geek News Central. My name is Todd Cochran, coming to you from the new media production studio. The lead stories today are iPhones. We'll be able to tell your iPhone or one that you're about ready to purchase will be able to tell you if it's been repaired. SpaceX is buying up homes in the Boca Chica area. The Ford Lightning, well, if you want one, it's been sold out. And Bill Gates, boo-hoo, says he's had a bad year. I want to welcome you to episode 1574 of the Geek News Central podcast for Thursday, December 9th. This show is sponsored in part by GoDaddy.com and listeners just like you. Great deals from GoDaddy can be found at geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. You can support this show today by becoming an insider at geeknewscentral.com/insider. Hey, I want to give a warm welcome to all the new listeners of the show. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking the podcast out. Make sure you get over to geeknewscentral.com. When you get over on the website, get subscribed or follow the show. Do it very simply via Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, TuneIn, iHeart, Stitcher, JioSaavn, Ghana. Everywhere podcasts are consumed, you can grab this show and follow or subscribe. We want you to do that. And while you're on the website, get signed up for the newsletter. The newsletter contains everything I'm going to talk about in the show today, delivered directly to your inbox via email immediately following the show. It's not a chat newsletter. You're not going to get bombarded with a bunch of requests. It's just the show notes. So definitely check it out. Get signed up. Do that today. Get connected with the show. Become part of our family here. It's very, very important. You can join our chat room at geeknews.chat or our Discord channel. Of course, we're available on Slack as well. If you want to be one of our Slack ninjas, all you got to do is send me an email to geeknews@gmail.com. That's the same place to send your emails. Send your complaints, comments, whatever you want to do. Send me a Merry Christmas. I don't care. geeknews@gmail.com. Of course, I'm on Twitter @geeknews as well. You can follow me on Facebook. That's a given. Just search for my name, Todd Cochran. Of course, you want to follow all the shows in the network, whether it be the new media show, whether it be the Gadget Professor with Sir Don Bain, whether it be the GNC Week in Review. Definitely check those out. Hey, and my heart goes out to Don Bain, the host of the Gadget Professor. His mother is in bad shape. I did a little messaging back with him a couple of days ago to find out what his status was for CES. And it's all, it's kind of up in the air. His mother's in hospice at this point. So our thoughts go out to Don and the family there over his mom. But tough position to be in, I understand it. But if the Gadget Professor is not producing a few shows, that's potentially why. That he's not been creating episodes. So definitely check Don's show out and send him a note if you would, please, for me. I definitely appreciate it. Again, it's Don Bain. Information to contact him is on his website. Again, this show is sponsored by the longest-running continuous sponsor of a podcast. That's our good friends at GoDaddy. GoDaddy's been a sponsor here since June of 2005. Had some nice correspondence with my GoDaddy rep here the last couple of days. Looks like November, you guys came through in flying colors. I want to thank you very much for doing so and continued support of the sponsor. Again, the GoDaddy promo codes for December 2021 are really just fantastic. Whether it be 30% off a new product purchase, whether it be $4.99.com or newer transfer domains for new customers, or a $2.99 a month economy hosting account for the first year with a free domain name, or a $2.99 a month managed WordPress hosting for the first year with a free domain. Those are the absolutely two best deals in the universe when it comes to podcast and media hosting, website hosting. Brain kind of fired there. So again, $2.99 a month economy hosting, $2.99 a month managed WordPress hosting. You can get started with your own website, business, whatever it may be, with those two deals. Again, $4.99.com's a newer transfer for domains for new customers only. And of course, we got the GoDaddy website builder, free trial of that, 30 days, your choice of personal business or business plus plans. That's a 1 month free trial. Talking too fast tonight. Hey, everyone, thanks for again for GoDaddy for being a longtime sponsor here. Every time you pick up a GoDaddy product or service, you're supporting this show. You're supporting the writers. You're supporting my electricity bill, my rent, my insurance, which by the way is coming due. So yes, appreciate it when you do support the show by supporting the sponsors, or again by being an insider. But again, geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. Share that with your friends, family members, people that you know. Do not write it on the bathroom wall, but you can just about share it everywhere else. Link to it as well. That always helps us here in getting some traffic back from other locations. So, how's everybody doing? Hope you're doing well. And wow, really, it's been a very productive week for me. I was firing on 100% full cylinders all week. Meetings, doing partnership deals, talking with new customers, new entrants into the podcast syndication space, just on and on and on and on. Collaboration deals. It really is a great week. Very, very full schedule. Continues through tomorrow as well. I'm starting to make plans for CES 2022. I will be going out to Vegas. It's going to be a short down and back. I'm not going to spend a lot of time in Vegas this go around. I'm going to get down there, do the show, and get back. It's not going to be a 10-day haul like I've done in the past. It's, well, number one, not in the budget. And get down there, do the content, do the show, and come back and continue to crank here. I am just about Christmas shopping complete. I did put the word out to my kids, what's on your wish list, and we'll see what they push back. And gave them a budget. So we'll see how that goes for sure. Hey, those of you on my Facebook page, make sure you check out the very cool promo video that my social media team came up with. It's really, really slick. As a matter of fact, I think I can actually, I can't play it because you can't hear it. I'm not wired for sound to play videos here, but I just love what the social media team at Blueberry's doing right now. They really have upped their game, and we've gained a bunch of Instagram followers. I think I can kind of show it. Let's see if I can. For those of you that are watching, it's basically fast. So it starts out saying, so you have an idea, so you have a story, so you have a show, so you have an online course, so you have a private training, so you have a creative space, you have a YouTube channel. You want to hit record? Yes, of course. Blueberry, everything you need for podcasting is here. Goes in, it's a flash. Podcast hosting, stats, WordPress website, professional production, professional hosting, private internal podcasting. Speak to your audience. Spread your idea. Grow your show. Easy. And then it's simple. We've made it very, very simple. And podcasting for you at Blueberry. Blueberry Podcasting. Try us now for free. So it's a very, very slick little video. I really love what the team did. And so hopefully you'll check it out. It's got a good sound beat to go along with it. Again, it's on my Twitter profile along with my Facebook page. So please get over there and hook it up, make a comment. I definitely appreciate it when you do. So we're going to go ahead here and get going with the content. And one thing I missed in the sequence today, and probably, well, we'll come back to it. I'll come back to this article, but Apple, we'll talk about them in a minute. But iPhone version, the iOS version 15.2, the iOS version 15.2 has a feature that can tell someone that's going to buy a phone, or if you want to look at your current phone, if the screen or battery is OEM. In other words, did it come from Apple or did it come from some third party? So I found this to be, in one part, disturbing, and the second part, reassuring. So basically, Apple's going to tell you whether it's got genuine parts in it if you're getting ready to buy a phone. You'll be able to see if that phone that you picked up on the web has been repaired or not. So I find it kind of curious that they've done this. And, they had a lot of pushback for years on not being able to fix these things. And now a lot of places are able to. So now they're going to tell you if it's genuine OEM or if it's got some other manufacturer's screen in there. So I think it's just kind of an interesting development. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback on what you think about that in itself. What do you think? Do you think this was something that they did as a way to kind of try to hurt independent repair shops that don't use OEM parts? Or is it just to inform consumers? Love to hear where you stand on this. geeknews@gmail.com is the place to send the email on that commentary. Second thing up is SpaceX is offering folks trying to buy homes, and they've bought a lot. It appears they've picked up about 112 parcels of land in around their Boca Chica starbase. And some homeowners, a resident of South Texas Village, told NBC News that SpaceX wanted to buy her house for $150,000, but the company's offer was 1/3 of the price of similar properties nearby. And it sounds like she feels like she was being coerced. A retiree owns a 3-bedroom waterfront ranch in Boca Chica told NBC that she held on to SpaceX offer because it was too low based on the price of lower quality properties in the area. Zillow, a real estate marketplace, says on its website the typical value of a home in Boca Chica was about $120,000. Property prices have increased about 22% over the past year, largely probably because SpaceX is buying them up and paying a premium. In South Padre Island, across the bay from Boca Chica, the typical home value is $349,000. And it appears that some homes in the nearest town to Boca Chica are selling for $750K and beyond. So I'm sure what's happening here is that these people know SpaceX wants to buy up that property so that they're not having flight restrictions and complaints and road closure stuff and all that. And they need to expand. So I am sure people are saying, give me more money. And I think in that instance, by the way, Toby, hi on Facebook. Thanks for checking in. If you're watching live today, please check in. I think they're right. If SpaceX come into my house, I'm a retiree, and I'm in my forever home, and they say, we want to buy your property, I'm going to get your checkbook out. Get your checkbook out. You pay me 2 times, 3 times value of the home. It's only fair. You're buying up property to solve some logistic issues of your launch facility. Pay up. But it does appear that maybe the rep said, hey, the state may take your home instead under eminent domain. That does not seem fair. And if they were doing that, then someone should be whacked, their hands whacked, and some fines in place for that type of sharing of information, unless it's true. So time will tell on how this goes. But if you own property in around the SpaceX facility and they're coming to write you a check, I'm going to tell Elon, pay up, mister. Pay up. Ford is stopping F-150 Lightning reservations at 200,000. If you're already on the list, if you're not already on the list, you'll have to go to the back of the line. The company's reported received 200,000 orders for their model and are not taking any more. As Ford CEO Jim Farley announced on a live airing on CNBC Investing Club Thursday, we are completely oversubscribed with our battery electric vehicles, Lightning especially. We had to stop reservations. We stopped at 200K, and those are orders, hard orders. That's unlike the Maverick, which we saw 100,000 reservations in the first 2 months. They did not require potential buyers to actually put down a cash deposit, so anyone could add their name to the list financially risk-free. So even with this newly installed cap, Ford faces significant production challenges. Fairly noted that during the show, the full production capacity for the Lightning currently sits 70 or 80,000 units a year. Don't fret if you're already on the reservation list. Ford is already looking for ways to boost its EV output. He says, we're going to try to double that. We've done it in the past. So we'll see what happens. So the F-150, the most popular pickup truck in America, by far, its electric version has really exceeded, I think, Ford's expectations. In kind of the most sob story, oh my goodness, I had a hard year, Bill Gates You know, I used to really respect Bill Gates, and I guess for what he did in the past, I still do. And, what he's doing with his money, I guess, is commendable. But Bill Gates said 2021 was the hardest year of his life. I can't deny it's been a year of great personal sadness for me, the Microsoft co founder said. Well, he got divorced. That's, that was expensive. His daughter got married, so should be happy that she did that. An extravagant wedding. His two other kids are off in school. And I'm sure they're attending a very nice school. He said, I miss having the kids at home. He said, Gates also said COVID-19 pandemic meant he, like most people, faced long stretches of time without face-to-face social interaction. Give me a break. He just didn't get caught. You think he stayed locked up? No way. He did not. Now he's worried about 2022. We need to move on. But it's funny. He says, in a couple of years, he wrote, my hope is that the only time you really have to think about the virus is when you get your joint COVID and flu vaccine every fall. So they're already talking about getting a COVID vaccine every fall, along with the flu vaccine. You ready for a COVID shot every year? What do you think about that? It's interesting. Boo-hoo to Bill Gates. Boo-hoo. Honestly, one of the richest men in the world. Boo-hoo. If you were lonely, that's your fault. Apple. The appeals court has paused. Yes, paused. One of the most consequential parts of the Epic versus Apple ruling, placing a stay on the enforcement of the injunction issued by the lower court. The Verge reported, according to The Verge, the stay allows Apple to maintain its IAP system as the sole source in-app payment for iOS, despite the district court's earlier ruling that the exclusive arrangement is illegal. Apple has demonstrated, this is what the court said, Apple has demonstrated at a minimum that its appeal raises serious questions on the merits of the district court's determination the Epic game failed to show Apple's conduct violated any antitrust laws, but did not show that the same conduct violated California's unfair competition law. Apple has also made a sufficient showing irreparable harm, and the remaining factors weigh in favor of staying part of the injunction and maintaining the status quo pending appeal. Russia's not involved in that. Russia says, get rid of it. Allow people to put links in. I'm just saddened that this court has given Apple some wiggle room here. It's really too bad that people cannot easily allow people to come to their website and not pay this 30% penalty to Apple to buy stuff for your phone. It's really too bad, to be honest with you. I wish they'd have been forced to make the change, to be frank. And same with Google and everyone else. Some of this has to end. CEO of Better.com apologizes after video surfaces of him laying off employees by Zoom call. Yeah, they recorded this, and he didn't do a good job, I guess. I watched part of the video. You would think if you have a massive layoff that's going to happen, that your HR team would be doing that in a way that companies normally mass lay people off. But he said the boss from his stark, bare-walled video square starts the Zoom. Thank you for joining. I come to you with not great news. That was how a swath of employees found out that they were out of work. If you were on this call, they were told you are part of the unlucky group being laid off. Your employment here is terminated effective immediately. Well, that didn't go over well. In a letter shared to employees, he said he didn't do a good job. He blundered the process of informing workers of layoffs after the footage of his Zoom call was shared on social media. He said, I failed to show the appropriate amount of respect and appreciation for the individuals who were affected for their contributions to better. Well, here's what he did. Here's the big thing. He fired him right before Christmas. You don't fire someone right before Christmas. You do it in November, early November, or after the new year. You don't fire people right before Christmas. That's number one rule. Unless something's, not a mass firing. Someone's done something that requires an immediate termination, of course. But if you're going to lay people off, you don't do that right before Christmas. So it was pretty stark. So I don't, that's where you have an HR team that that's what they're paid to do, is to do those firings and layoffs. And you make a statement and you show, remorse, and you show sadness that you're having to let people go. It's a very, yeah. I would not have wanted to be in his position. I've had to let employees go, and I do it face to face, in person, and explain why, for what reason, and, cordial about it. It's never fun to let someone go. So anyway, yeah, to let 900 people off in a Zoom call, yeah, not good. Activision Blizzard employees have created a strike fund while taking steps toward unionization. A GoFundMe has been created to help offset lost wages during the latest walkout. This latest walkout comes after the company announced a round of layoffs in the QA department of one of its subsidiaries, Raven Software, right before the holiday season. Though initially contained to the Wisconsin-based studio, the walkout spread to the QA departments in Texas and Minnesota, with many other employees not in QA joining in solidarity. Funds raised from the donation effort will contribute to offsetting wages lost from the work stoppage, says the GoFundMe organizer, Jessica Gonzalez. A Blizzard employee known for activism, outspoken criticism of their employer, as well as to assist in the potential relocation of Raven Software workers who were forced to move without financial assistance at the insistence of Activision. According to the report by the Washington Post, unionization efforts are ramping up behind these walkouts, with workers being asked to sign union authorization cards. Activision Blizzard employee advocacy group at Better ABK has worked with CWA, digital media and tech organizer, since the news of rampant sexual harassment, discrimination, and abuse at the company broke this summer. The GoFundMe is asking for $1 million in fund and has raised about $40,000 since its creation today. So, lots of unionization activity going on. Apple, this is an article, an opinion piece over in Computer World. Apple should enforce the App Store privacy promises. They're saying some developers are allegedly exploiting loopholes in Apple's developer agreement to undermine app privacy. So, what's the loophole being used? The report claims Facebook and Snapchat are exploiting a loophole in the Apple guidelines in a way he feels the author of this article undermines the spirit, if not the rules around tracking. The Apple Developer Guidelines specify the fingerprinting and other tech designed to identify a user. So the loophole is that services such as Snap and Facebook have changed the way they gather data to create anonymized groups of users rather than to identify individuals. How this works, apparently they still collect your information, but do not share unique and identifiable data. Instead, they gather what they call signals from an iPhone at a group level, which enables them to target cohorts of users. Personal data is anonymized and unique identifiers are not collected, apparently. Well, if you're in Michigan or you're in Indiana or Ohio, that's a unique signal. If you are in certain Facebook groups, that's a signal. If you read certain Facebook articles or videos, that's a signal. and they classify you by a signal. Well, it's no much difference than getting personal user identifiable information. It's all signals, where you move around, where the phone is being used from. That's a signal. What this means in practice is someone who regularly shops at Target online may be included albeit anonymously as a part of a cohort of those who do so, but you shouldn't have a Target shopper beside your name on file, but that's exactly what they're going to do. He feels the loophole contravenes the spirit and expectation of Apple's rule that this data may not be combined with other data to track user across apps and websites owned by other companies unless you, the user, have granted permission to track by the user. So he feels it may be time for Apple to make a symbolic example to illustrate just how serious it is about privacy. That means punishing those who transgress the spirit of his developer agreement. It's time to police the privacy promise of apps distributed via the App Store. Well, maybe so. I think they already know a lot about us. They already know a lot. What say you? geeknews@gmail.com. geeknews@gmail.com is the email address to send your comments to. Utility companies will no longer share data with ICE, but many loopholes remain. A nationwide group of companies from power, water, and cable and telecommunications sectors agreed they'll no longer sell customer information to data brokers used by ICE and law enforcement agencies. The news has been hailed as an important step by privacy advocates who have long criticized the practice as privacy violation that lets law enforcement obtain personal information from third parties without appropriate review. The companies concerned belong to the National Consumer and Telecom Utilities Exchange, a credit reporting agency that lets members log the payment histories of their customers in a shared central database. This data was then shared with credit bureau Equifax, which used such payment information and credit score reporting. However, the same data was then resold by Equifax to Clear, an extensive database of personal information that it was used by ICE, as reported by in the Post in February of 2021. Senator Wyden sent a letter asking CFPB to prevent credit agencies from selling personal data to law enforcement agencies via data brokers. Every branch of government has ignored the gross effects of data brokers for decades. Senator Wyden sent an email. Investigation by journalists, researchers in my office finally shined a light on just how widespread the sale of Americans' private data is. I've told anyone who will listen that Congress' top tech priority should be passing strong legislation protect American privacy and security. Hope Democrats don't pass on the chance to put privacy protections into the black letter law until it's too late. Well, we know our data is being sold. Sometimes we agree to it, like when you go to the grocery store and you sign up for a coupon thing. You're authorizing your data to be sold. Apple has reportedly closed an Apple store in Texas due to a COVID-19 breakout. If you live in South Lake, Texas, the retail store is closed. 22 staffers have shared that they're positive for COVID-19, and 4 of the store's 151 employees reported positive cases right after Black Friday. The store will be closed through Friday. Former Apple employee says she won't withdraw her labor board complaint. Former Apple employee Cher Scarlett says the company didn't adequately live up to its half of a settlement, so she won't withdraw her complaint to the National Labor Relations Board. Scarlett said that her settlement with Apple required it to post a company-wide memo clarifying employees' rights, including discussing pay and working conditions in a prominent visible location on the People site. She says the company did post a notice to its site, but it was only up during the week that Apple employees were given off for Thanksgiving. I'd argue all day that 7 days while no one is online for a holiday is absolutely not prominent and visible. According to Forbes, Apple also ignored changes to the settlement requested by the NLRB. Scarlett left the company in November after filing a complaint and accused the company of engaging in coercive and suppressive activity that enabled abuse and harassment of organizers of protected concerted activity. Okay. We'll see where this one goes. Hey, Kirk, thanks for checking in. Good job on the show prep today. Best Buy has pulled a TCL Google TVs amid complaints of slow, buggy software. Listings for both the 6 Series and 5 Series have disappeared. So if you have a 6 Series or 5 Series TCL TV that you bought recently and you've got some slow software, you may want to return it. There is some big complaints on sluggishness of the TV. So link will be up in the show notes on this. Well, Matrix is coming in May 22nd. So there's a Build-A-Bear. New Matrix probably doesn't know Kung Fu. So they've got a new Build-A-Bear. I haven't seen, where is Build-A-Bear stores still open? I haven't been to a mall that has a Build-A-Bear in a long time. I guess it's still a thing, huh? So Build-A-Bear has a new Matrix Bear. So it's kind of cool. Might be a, I guess I could put that on my Christmas list. Be kind of cool to have for the back shelf here. Matrix Bear is a unique Build-A-Bear bear with green and black fur patterned after the iconic digital rain effects from the film. How much is it? $29. Oh, $29, while the Matrix costume, which includes a coat and sunglasses, an additional $22 for a total of $51. Okay. Can you actually order Build-A-Bear? Do they deliver it to you, or do you have to go to the store and build a bear? I don't know. Hey, WhatsApp is announcing the Novi pilot program in the United States. So this is a small pilot program to some people in the U.S. that can finally use the Novi digital wallet within WhatsApp. So be aware. Some of you might be able to use that. GM plans to start the Silverado EV production in early 2023. GM will take the wraps off at Silverado at CES 2022, but you'll have to wait considerably longer to put one in your garage. No one wants to drive a GM, right? Got to understand, I'm pretty much a Ford guy. I might consider a Dodge Ram, maybe, but the auto market is shy in details, so I guess we'll get to see it at CES. So I'll try to get over there and get a picture or two. YouTube's Rewind replacement is a live stream event called Escape 2021. BTS, Doja Cat, and YouTube stars are taking part in an interactive 24-hour event. It'll happen on December 16th. Using the live chats, users will participate in challenges based on trends from this year, get involved in the real-time experience to answer trivia questions, add week notes. When viewers complete all the challenges, they'll be able to watch a musical performance from a mystery guest. Escape 2021 will stream in German, French, Spanish, Indonesian, Japanese, Korean, and Portuguese. So if you're the top of the top, you might appear on this event with YouTube. Netflix has created an info hub for its original shows and movies like the company's recent fan event. The website is called Tudum, Tudum. Wow, Tudum. Is it tudum.com? On netflix.com/TUDUM. Why is that the stupidest name ever? What does that mean, Tudum? Who can remember that? GeekNewsCentral.com/GoDaddy. You can remember that. Can you remember Netflix.com/Tudum? TUDUM? Too dumb? Too dumb? Yeah, this is what it is. Too dumb, right? TUDUM? Too dumb? Oh my gosh. This is a stupidest. Somebody, I'd have been in a marketing meeting and I'd been like, who is the idiot that thought up Too Dumb? Netflix Too Dumb? Netflix.com Too Dumb. You're fired. That's oh my God. How did they miss that? How did they miss that? Too dumb. Goodness gracious. Moving on. YouTube TV arrives on Xfinity Flex set-top box. It's available starting today. So if you have an Xfinity Flex, lots of different TV manufacturers I'm not even aware of. Amazon's been fined $1.2 billion by Italian regulators, 910 million euros or lira by Italy's antitrust regulators. It said the tech giant has abused its market dominance by promoting its own logistics service, Fulfillment by Amazon. Claims companies had to use the FBA service to access key benefits such as selling products with Prime delivery with no extra cost to customers and participation in Black Friday sales. Amazon said it strongly disagreed with this decision and would appeal. Amazon has thus prevented third-party sellers from associating the Prime label with offers not managed with FBA. The regulator insisted that access to such functions is crucial for sellers to achieve success in Amazon Marketplace. Also said it would impose corrective steps, which would be subject to review by a monitoring trustee. Amazon said in a statement that the fine was unjustified and disproportionate. They say, we constantly invest to support the growth of the 18,000 Italian small and medium businesses that sell on Amazon. We provide multiple tools to our sellers, including those who manage shipments themselves. The company added that third-party sellers can use its seller-fulfilled Prime services, which gives them access to Prime benefits without having to use its own logistics service. So this is a second fine by Italian regulators in a matter of weeks. They keep doing that. They just pull out of Italy. Then what? The FCC has got the FCC gets its first permanent female FCC boss ever. The U.S. Senate this week approved a new 5-year term for the FCC Commission Chairwoman Jessica Rosenworcel, making her the first permanent FCC member, making her the first woman, making her the first permanent FCC in agency history. Oh, that's interesting. Technically, the first female chair was Mignon Clyburn, who temporarily served as the interim chair before Tom Wheeler was appointed in 2013. Rosenworcel's term was set to expire at the end of the year, raising some concerns that her renomination would stall, leaving the GOP with a 2-1 FCC majority at Biden's FCC. So, leaves the agency gridlocked at 2-2. Interesting. All right. Canadian man has been charged over ransomware attacks. Ontario Provincial Police announced 31-year-old Matthew Filbert has been charged with fraud and unauthorized use of computers. The U.S. state of Alaska has also brought charges against him. He was arrested on 30th of November and remains in police custody. This is an investigation of 23 months by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, the U.S., FBI, and Europol. So, doesn't say what he did, but did cyber attacks using malicious emails with virus-infected attachments. So, doesn't say what he did, though, only that he did it. A Switch hacker agrees to pay Nintendo additional $10 million. Nintendo has an image of fun-friendly company that makes cute games the whole family can enjoy. Just don't get on Nintendo's bad side. Canadian hacker Gary Browser, no relation. Okay, who wrote this article? I don't understand that. Has found out the hard way after spending the last few years selling Switch modding kits. Bowser has agreed to pay Nintendo $10 million in damages to settle a civil lawsuit. This addition to the restitution he was ordered to pay following his criminal conviction. He probably will never be able to pay it. He's going to do a few years in jail, and he only made $320,000. So getting $14.5 million out of him may prove to be a little bit of challenging. But he was modding the box for $50 and let people bypass and run illegal software. So still, he sold 160,000 units of that. So that's 160,000 switches that have been modded. Very interesting. Over 40 million people had health information leaked this year. So that's, your health data was supposed to be private, right? Supposed to be locked behind an impenetrable fence. Well, nope. 40 million people in the United States had personal health information exposed in data breaches this year. Health organizations are required to report any health data breaches that impact 500 more people to the Office of Civil Rights at the Department of Health and Human Services. So far this year, the office received 578 breaches, according to its database. That's fewer than the 599 in 2020. But last year's breaches only affected 26 million people. So the biggest breach in 2020, for instance, was from a cyber attack of the Florida Healthy Kids Corporation health plan, which exposed information of 3.5 million people. Analysis of the attack found that the plan's website had significant vulnerabilities. So, yep, health information is supposed to be secure. Not. So, for those of you that have a little bit of gaming history knowledge, NES and SNES creator Maisuke Uemura has died at age 78. He played a key role in reviving the video game industry after the 1983 crash of the gaming industry. And he helped Nintendo bring console gaming to televisions in Japan, in which were ultimately then went overseas and sold 67 million units, including games like Ice Climber and shooting type of games that you had a gun and you would shoot at stuff on the screen. Remember those? I think I had one at one time years and years and years ago. And the reason is because the folks at Nintendo had LED. They had an LED division, LED light division. So there were gun games that could be used with consoles or televisions. So very, very cool, but sad to hear of his passing at 78. And there's a whole YouTube video of his history, and he played a significant role in the console space. Paramount Plus has added live streaming channel for Star Trek, Survivor, and more. Viacom CBS has adapted Pluto TV's 24/7 format for its subscription service. The initial batch of 18 channels include one focus entirely on Star Trek and a whole bunch of other stuff, too, including SpongeBob SquarePants. Oh, lovely. 80s, 90s series, including Cheers, Frasier, and Wings. Lovely. Next thing they'll have is I Love Lucy stuff on there. Filling with the contents in the game. Speaking of games, the U.S. government is asking Tesla why it lets people play video games while driving. Well, apparently you can play solitaire while driving your car. New York Times reported that a Tesla driver discovered he was able to play some of the video games that come as playable on Tesla cars' touchscreens, including solitaire, while his car was in motion. And they want to know why. So this will probably require a software patch to shut that down. Google has promised to pay employees an extra $1,600 cash bonus after the Omicron variant delayed its return to office plan. The COVID-19 pandemic has induced many big companies, including Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, hand up top-up bonuses, an effort to help employees adapt their remote work setup, but also attract and retain talent in uncertain times. So early this year, a leaked internal survey of Google staff saw general well-being on the decline, prompting the CEO to announce a series of additional wellness benefits, including a one-off company-wide holiday in March, a $500 cash bonus, an extra wellness day tacked on anytime Googlers take 4 vacation days. Wow. So, but each person's going to get the equivalent of $1,600 bonus in December. Why not just, is that on top of their Christmas bonus, or is that their Christmas bonus? SpaceX has launched a NASA telescope that will observe a black hole. I guess that went today. It was NASA's Imaging X-ray Polar Imetry Explorer, which was first announced in 2017. The IXPE is the first satellite capable of measuring the polarization of X-rays that come from cosmic sources such as black holes and neutron stars. The refrigerator-sized satellite has 3 telescopes that can track and measure the direction, arrival time, energy, and polarization of light. So, did not realize they were having a launch today. PC market pulls past peak pandemic demand, and the ID says it will keep growing. So basically, they're saying that for the next 5 years, because of the way the globe is and the way working conditions have changed, that PC sales are going to continue to be good for the next 5 years. We will see if that's true or not. And finally, today, Amazon will shut down its Alexa.com web ranking site next year. I didn't even know this existed. It's available has been on for 25 years. Let me go look at this. I didn't even know about this website. Let me bring it up. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even know this site even existed or what it did. Before Amazon's Alexa became known as the e-commerce giant, Voice Assistant was the name of the company's web ranking site. It was established in 1996, became famous some time ago for analyzing web traffic and listing the most popular websites around the world. The service also offers paid subscription for those who want detailed SEO analytics and insights. Wow. I guess maybe I knew that, but maybe I didn't. So it's been a while since anyone's been concerned about their Alexa ranking. It's funny. All right. Well, that gets us close. Yep, we're at the end. As a reminder, geeknewscentral.com has an insider program. If you want to help support the show with a $2, $5, $10, $15, $20, or $25 a month donation or a one-time donation, you can do so by going to geeknewscentral.com/insider and making your PayPal contribution to the site. I will say that we're trying to raise a little bit more money this year, trying to get the budget up to help our writers. So any additional contributions you can make is greatly appreciated. Again, it goes right back to the team. Every penny that we bring in on the Insider goes right back into the writers and the website. It doesn't cover everything. So anytime you can help out, it's greatly appreciated. Again, we raised $200 for Sam Garcia. I have not sent that money over to him, but I did want to re-announce that in case you missed it on the last show. I want to thank Kirk and others for their donations. But that's going to bring us to the end of the show. As always, you can reach me at geeknews@gmail.com or at geeknews on Twitter. It's been my pleasure to bring you the podcast. We're going to have a regular show scheduled next week. I don't see any change to that. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for staying subscribed. Thank you for being part of the family here. It's greatly appreciated. It really, really is. Thank you for your ongoing support of the show. And also, I was given an update by one of our listeners that the live streams, the audio was not available. So we're going to investigate that. I didn't stream the live stream tonight to make I got to do some troubleshooting to figure out what's going on there. It's a little odd. I still don't understand it yet, why the audio's not getting through. So get that figured out. And, but thanks everyone for being here, and definitely check the video out again that my social media interns did for Facebook and for Instagram. It's a fantastic look. I'm so super proud of my intern team right now. At Blueberry, Chow and Mandy did a bang-up job on this video. So definitely go check it out. Everyone, thanks so much for being here. We'll see you next Monday for another edition of the Geek News Central podcast. Take care. We'll see you. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.